gosh, this sounds so good.
Let's do it.
Let's get our stuff.
Oh, hey, where are you guys going?
We're gonna go to Z-Burger to get some food.
Have you guys learned anything in environmental politics? We need a relationship with our food. Let me just cook for you guys tonight.
As humans, we can eat almost anything, and as Americans, we have an unlimited variety of food choices.
But eating anything you want has its consequences. Sure, you could have a cheeseburger for every meal. In fact, the average American practically does.
Americans consume approximately 3 cheeseburgers a week.
This adds up to about 150 cheeseburgers per person per year.
And the greenhouse gas emissions from cheeseburger production is equivalent to the emission of 19.6 million SUVs, which is more SUVs than are currently on America's roadways.
This exemplifies America's unsustainable food system. With a lack of fruit tradition, Americans have acquired a taste for a rich diet consisting of meats, refined grains and sugars, and a favorite produce with no regard to season.
Agribusinesses put a convenient industrial style of production and distribution into place to meet the demands and desires of Americans' consumer preferences. Factory farms and huge monocultures grow our food, which is transported from all corners of the globe.
Monocultures by nature have a parasitic relationship with land. Due to lack of crop diversity and rotation, the soil is unable to replenish vital nutrients. Therefore, petroleum-based fertilizer is used to supplement the loss. This problem is exacerbated by the fact that the soil can no longer retain water. Consequently, 70% of our fresh water goes to agricultural production.
These agricultural practices result in soil eroding faster than can naturally be replenished. This is a severe problem because history shows that the loss of farmland leads to the demise of civilizations. Guys, this is our kitchen and we just got produce from the CSA. This will only take a minute.
Thus, eating equates to an agricultural and political act. How and what we eat determines to the great extent the use we make of the world and what it is to become of it.
Some recognize that a sustainable diet requires us to move lower down the food chain. A diet without factory farm meat would be a step in the right direction.
Beyond the fields, America's love for meat has created an extremely wasteful industry for factory farming.
The meat industry contributes to about 18% of total global greenhouse gas emissions.
Beef cattle takes 122 pounds of water per pound of meat and 4.8 pounds of grain per pound of meat.
Use of antibiotics and hormones run off and contaminate waterways, disturbing aquatic ecosystems.
Yet, if your produce still comes from an industrialized system of agriculture, following a vegetarian or vegan diet does not necessarily mean that it is the most sustainable.
According to Michael Pollan and Near Keith, a truly sustainable agricultural system would include polycultural farming, a method that involves animals as they complete the nutrient cycle. Consequently, some of these animals would be eaten.
2/3 of the world is unsuited to growing grain, yet they can raise livestock. Just within the U.S., there is a lack of arable land due to our geographical layout. Factors such as hills and lack of sufficient rainfall would hinder agricultural cultivation. Adopting a vegetarian lifestyle would force people to import their crops from distant sources. This would only increase our dependence on outsourced crops and add to transportation costs and emissions.
Eating locally is the most green diet. Regardless of whether you are a vegetarian, vegan, or omnivore, eating locally is the best way to move towards a more sustainable lifestyle.
Why is a local diet important for sustainability?
Food travels an average of 1,500 miles from farm to consumer. By eating locally, we can reduce our carbon emissions by up to 17-fold. Being a locavore means eating food grown within a 100-mile radius of your community. It also encourages you to build a relationship with your environment by supporting local farmers who employ safe farming practices such as polycultures, biodynamic farming, and agroforestry. Hi, Bersi.
All right, come on, guys. Food's ready.
As Americans, we have the option of any diet, but a locavore diet is the most promising for a sustainable future.
One of the most promising food movements taking place today is at the grassroots level, with local policy initiatives, such as farm-to-school programs and urban agriculture ventures. Local leaders will emerge from these efforts and will run for public office, bringing issues of sustainability to the spotlight. Join the movement.
So, what should we have for dinner?
Local foods. This is what you can do to make your meals more sustainable. Check out your local farmers market and CSA. Have dinner with friends and build a responsible community.
Individual change is the first step towards societal change. Our meals are our closest tie to nature. By eating locally, we realize that we depend on the earth as much as it depends on us.